Welcome to the channel. In this video I'm going to go through my best settings for Insurgency Sandstorm on console. This will apply to Xbox Series X and S and PS5 as well as the last gen versions of the game. Hopefully these will help you hit more targets, get more kills and have more fun playing this awesome realistic shooter. Right, if you enjoyed the video give it a like, and if you want to see more Insurgency Sandstorm console content then subscribe and check out the rest of the channel. Right, let's get into the menus. Game settings. Allow lesson hints. If you're new, leave these on, else turn them off. Allow current objective pop-up. I leave this on so I know which objective is up next. Allow contextual key hints and allow contextual vault hints. I have these on just to show me when I can perform certain actions like jumping walls, picking up weapons and opening doors. Allow contextual cycle optic hint. This only shows when you have a dual optic like a 1x with a 2x. I have this off as I know when I have a dual optic on and what to press to swap between them. Allow VIP. This is one for the ambush game mode and allows you to opt out of being the VIP who everyone has to protect. I'd have this on because I want to play that role in the game. View bob. This is the slight camera bob you get when moving. Some people turn this off so they are more accurate or suffer from motion sickness. I prefer a more realistic feel to the game so I leave this on. Camera animation. This turns on and off the subtle camera movements when reloading and changing fire mode, etc. Again, I like to leave this on. Death camera. I have this on so I can see the direction I was killed from. It's way less effective than the kill cams in COD or Battlefield though, but I like to have a vague idea of where I was shot from. Language is English. Show HUD. This is the heads up display in game. I have this on. In some of my co-op videos on the channel I turn this off so I have no HUD. Really adds to the immersion. My balls aren't big enough to do this in multiplayer yet though. Always show compass. This is good to have on for callouts, but generally I have this off as I find it clutters the bottom of the screen too much. Always show fire mode selection. I have this on. I sometimes forget if I'm on single fire or full auto, so this helps out a lot. Little tip here, good rule when you first start in this game is to use single fire outdoors and full auto indoors. Always show cosmetic selection when games start. This lets you select a cosmetic preset at the start of the game. If unchecked, the game will remember the preset for that map. I have this checked so I can select cosmetics. Relative team colors. I have this on, which means friendlies are always a blue color and enemies are red. Otherwise the factions keep the same color, which I find confusing quite frankly. Next up we have the 6 colors, which are self-explanatory. These are all on default. Friend color overrides commander observer color. I have this on, meaning that if a player in my friends list takes on these roles I still see the green friend color. Objective indicator opacity. This is how bold or visible the objective icons are. I've lowered this down to 80% so they don't get too distracting and make me miss targets. Teammate indicator opacity. Again, this is how visible the friendly icons are. I have this set to 100. Friendly fire is on in Insurgency Sandstorm, so this helps reduce those blue on blue incidents. Then we've got the replay and troubleshooting settings, which I'm not going to go through here, but they are all set to default. Right, now for the juicy bit. Controls. Auto lean is off. I want full control over my leaning. Manual bipod deploy. I have this off so it deploys the bipod automatically. Controller layout is set to standard. I tried modern for a time but found too many actions assigned to one button and ended up doing weird things I didn't want to do. Look X sensitivity is set to 1.2 and Y is set to 0.6. I find these settings the perfect balance between being quick in close quarter combat and the fine adjustments needed for medium to long range engagements. I have Y a lot lower than X as I find it harder to control my thumb vertically than side to side. Invert Y axis, I have this off, but you do what you're already comfortable with. Aim sensitivity curve. This took me ages to settle on, but eventually went with exponential as I feel it gives me the most consistent aim from fine target acquisition to fast movement. Aim down sight sensitivity. This is the multiplier, which is applied to the look sensitivity when there is no scope. Mine is set low to 0.3. I usually have an optic on anyway. Scope sensitivity. Again, this is the multiplier when a scope is attached. I'm set to 0.3. Focus sensitivity. This is the sensitivity when you press the focus button on a standard layout. This is RB, which is the most awkward place for it, annoyingly. Right, I think we can whiz straight through the scopes here. 1x is at 0.9, 1.5x is at 1.2, 2x is also at 1.2, 2.5x is at 1, no change there from default. 3, 4 and 6x are all at 1.5 with the 7x sitting nicely at 1.2 at the end there. Scale sensitivity with field of view. This scales the sensitivity with the zoom. This is on for me. Having this off completely throws out all my muscle memory, so suggest you do the same. FOV scaling prefers scope FOV. I don't really understand this one. I think it matches the sensitivity up to what you see down the scope as opposed to the field of view outside the scope. Leave this on if I was you. Okay, so now we're up to the aim assist settings, and how this works in Insurgency is when you pass your crosshairs over a target, the game will slow your movement down. Now this will not track your target across the screen, it will just slow down your crosshair. Aim dampening strength. This is the general power of the aim assist. I have mine set at 50. I find 100 messes up my tracking too much much when enemies are on the move. Aim dampening radius scale, this is the distance around the target when the aim assist kicks in. I prefer mine to be bang on the target, so I've got that at 0. Aim dampening ease in, this is the value for how quickly the aim assist will get to the dampening strength. 80 feels good to me. Okay, vibrations are off, I don't want them throwing me off target or making me jump. Finally, on controls, left and right stick dead zones, mine are on 0.1. You want this to be as low as you can go without seeing any stick drift. Okay, let's jump into video. Gamma is set to 2.5 to help see the enemy in the darker areas. Field of view is maxed out at 100, which is nice to have this as an option in an FPS on console. This will allow you to see more of your surroundings. Motion blur, get rid of it so you can see more clearly when moving. And finally here, dismemberment is on. Gore isn't quite right yet on consoles, but sometimes it can be glorious, so keep that on. Last but not least, we're on the audio page. Speaker configuration is on headphones, sounds fine to me. Volumes are all subjective here, so we'll leave it up to you. I turn the music off as it can get a bit too much sometimes. Mute voice over radio beep. This is the beep you hear when in-game characters talk over comms. It's cool at first, but then it can get quite annoying. Mute ear ringing. This removes the ear ringing effect if you get caught close to explosives. I've left that on, not sure why, it's up to you. Transmitting and receiving voice chat volumes are set to default. This is the other players talking in-game. Finally, mute VoIP radio beep. This mutes the beep mentioned before, only this time it applies to the voice chat of the players in-game. Okay, that wraps us on the Insurgency Sandstorm settings for console. I really hope these help you out, and before you go, don't forget to subscribe and check out the channel for more Insurgency Sandstorm on console. Okay, that's it from me. See you in the next one.